Like Megami Tensei 2, Megaten 1, Megaten 2, if.
Yeah.
Then
the Persona and Devil Summoner and Last Bible games, and then Demi
Well,
Kids,
remember,
Demi
then
Kids.
they took
Nocturne.
Microsoft's money to do
SMT9.
9, and then Nocturne comes out. Like, such a weird franchise, and then also, like, seemingly fell into relevancy on the Nintendo DS or 3DS specifically. I feel like 4
It's
is
2,
when...
really. Like,
You really think it's 2?
Personas. Yeah, no, the PS2, because Personas 3 and 4 are what made it more relevant.
Yeah, you're right. People love Nocturne, even though that's a game that loves kicking.
Sickos love Nocturne. It still didn't sell that much.
I mean, it sold well enough after the fact. Like,
they
did
well
reprints of Nocturne.
Oh yeah. Of course, the HD re-release sold.
No, they did reprints of the PS2 version. I remember this because there was a while where they were selling new copies of Nocturne for like $30 on Amazon because they did another print run after Persona blew up.
They even said that it was a commercial success in the West because they had moderate expectations for it.
Yeah. Anyway. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello, good people, and welcome to Off the Deep End, a Deep Listens podcast where we cover role-playing video games in depth. I am your host, the Jack Frost of this party, Braden Arbitrary Water Redacted. Joining me, as always, is the Pyro Jack of this podcast, Chris Zombie Pie Redacted.
I will take the true neutral route in any Shin Megami Tensei game that we play for this podcast.
Furthermore, summoned from the bowels of hell using our computer is the Black Frost of this party, Adam Borgmaster Redacted.
Hee Ho Ho.
Hee Ho.
Hee Ho.
Because you see, today we are covering Shin Megami Tensei If, which is either the third main series Shin Megami Tensei game, or the fifth main series Megami Tensei game, or the first spin-off Shin Megami Tensei game, or the prelude to Persona Shin Megami Tensei game, or it's a Super Nintendo game. You can support us on Patreon, us, Deep Listens, and also Off the Deep End on patreon.com/deeplistens. Giving us $1 will get you access to our Discord, where you can tease Gino about not liking Death Stranding because it's like those other games he dislikes. Giving us $3 will give you access to the Oji-san Cast, a podcast that is roughly once a month where ZP and I and Pete and probably guests at some point talk about anime. We're doing Afro Samurai. It's only 5 episodes long. You might as well watch along with us. It's on Crunchyroll. It's got Sam Jackson in it.
People have told us they thought it was a normie pick. We disagree.
It kind of is.
Mean, it kind of is. And, you know, they're also, we have some new podcasts. We have that their Chariot of the Pods, your Stargate rewatch pod. For some inexplicable reason, you people are rewatching Stargate SG-1.
No, it's fun. It's me, Tyler, Jason, and Justin. I will not say the usernames.
Yeah.
Because there's 4 of us. That's kind of a mouthful.
Yeah.
Since we're all redacted.
I'll say my full government name on this podcast when I am able to pay a living wage from it.
That's fair.
Give me that Mark Maron money.
Oh, if only.
Are we going to start selling like pseudoscience or gold or
no? He's just a very anxious middle-aged comedian.
Yeah, he's just a cranky middle-aged man.
What are your favorite like recurring podcast ads? Is it the dick pills? Is it the sex stuff? Or is it like
the ones that are inserted
for you?
The ones that are inserted by a company and are like weird regional ads.
Yeah, and the region's incorrect.
And for some reason it thinks I'm in Canada. Yeah.
We'll take that money.
Listen, I will take dick pill money. I've said it before.
It is fun when someone does a spot for Manscaped and just outright says, "Yeah, that's right. I shave my balls." That's usually pretty funny.
I will take your money.
Hey, Manscaped, reach out to us.
Manscaped, reach out to us. I would prefer like a a meal planning sponsorship, but I'll take dick pill money.
You're not too good for that.
I'm not too good for it. But know what else we're not too good for? We're not too good for Shin Megami Tensei If, which came out on the Super Famicom on October 28th, 1994. It was developed by Atlas and published by Atlas. It further came out on the PlayStation and is basically the same game with slightly higher quality music.
There are actually some very significant quality of life improvements in that version.
Yeah, but the SNES version is the one that got the fan translation in 2018 by Aeon Genesis, the same team who did the translation for SMT 1 and 2. Borgmaster, tell us about Shin Megami Tensei If, since you picked it.
So SMT If, well, first off, going back a bit for the SMT series, the Shin Megami Tensei, the true Rebirth of the Goddess series. These chuckleheads already covered the Megami Tensei, the 1987 smash hit in Japan only, based off of the very dubious light novel of the same name. They made a sequel to that. It's actually kind of a weird sequel on the NES, worth looking at. Then there was a whole rights battle.
There's a Wolf Team game that's totally not anything related to like the Mega 10 franchise or even Atlas. It's Wolf Team making an action role-playing game.
Yeah, some weird PC-88 stuff with Nipple, as you do. But there's a weird rights battle where the original author got real mad at Atlas, and Atlas got real mad at him. So they both took different parts of the license and went their separate ways. And the author went and wrote like a whole new Megaton series that was all cyberpunk and weird. And then Atlas was able to do the Shin Megami Tensei, which is a real cheeky thing to do. So, this is the real Rebirth of the Goddess. And so you get SMT 1 and 2 on the SNES. Classics of the genre have never been translated outside of Japan because Atlas are cowards.
Yeah. And people were scared of demons back then.
And you literally summon demons, and there's some gnarly stuff in there. America nukes Japan in SMT 1 at like the end of the first act. It's wild.
Yeah.
But those games happen. This is also where Pokemon comes from. Except the Pokemon don't like shake you down for money and eat your face, the way the demons in SMT do. Which means SMT is way cooler because it's edgier. This ain't for kiddies like that Pokemon is. What if Pikachu was like, "Yo, fuck you, pay me"? So that happens, but they try to branch out a bit after that. They release some Game Boy games. Last Bible. I will make this podcast go there sometime. And then SMTF, where it's like, okay, we take our dungeon crawling concepts from the first two SMT games, and we do something different with it. We put it in a high school. Do like kind of a modern fantasy thing. We try to have different routes in here, make it kind of sort of run based,
Sort of branching.
Yeah, like with branching stories and like a new game plus entirely separate mode.
Multiple endings, dialogue choices, I guess a pseudo, but maybe it's more explicit than some of the previous games, an alignment system.
So they go from the 2-point alignment system where it's law and chaos, which they almost always do, and this is the first time they mess around with the good, evil, law, chaos kind of a D&D morality chart.
Yeah, light, dark.
The other game after this where they tried that was SMT9, and it's too bad SMT9 doesn't have a translation because holy cow, that game is a mess.
I'm glad you brought that up. This does lead to something that I ended up doing some research on, which is Atlas has, of all of the SNES era and even NES era JRPG and RPG developers from Japan that have survived, they've done a pretty good to admirable job of re-releasing their stuff, especially outside of Japan when maybe it originally only was in Japan. So the games that still have not come out in North America, it's both of those first two Mega 10 games. Megami Tensei 2, Megami Tensei If, Megami Tensei 9, the very first Devil Summoner for the Sega Saturn and its PSP release, and Etrian Mystery Dungeon 2. Of those games that don't have full or complete fan translations, it's just 9, Devil Summoner on the Saturn, and Etrian Mystery Dungeon 2. So the fan translation community has done you a solid, whether it be for some of these. I think the very first Mega Tensei game, there's a fan translation even for the Game Boy Advanced version of that game, if you want the quality of life additions they put in that version.
Yeah, so the fans have picked up all the slack because everything before like 1998, they don't Atlas hasn't been interested in doing anything with.
Yeah, this game is on the Switch Online in Japan. So that's the level of giving a shit that Atlas has for these games. And it's fine because
it also got like an iOS mobile port in Japan only as well. So it's had multiple opportunities to be released. It's just they've never taken the time to bring it to North America or any English or non-Japanese speaking countries.
So there is a small fan community for this game in Japan, and we're not allowed to be part of it because we're not Japanese, I guess. So that's where this comes from. They're just messing around. They're taking their first-person dungeon crawling engine they used for the first two SMTs, and just messing around with it. It's a smaller game. It's a simpler game, really, because you're mostly just dungeon crawling. There's no overworld. It's like a hub and spoke map, and each spoke goes to like a 5 to 20 level dungeon. You go through the dungeon, fight the boss, go on to the next dungeon. There are town areas in the dungeons, and there's the school area where you can go to save and get a free heal, and there's some stuff there. The plot's very simple. It's just some kid went banana cakes, summoned some demons, dropped the school into the void of demon realm. send school to the Shadow Realm is what he did.
Yeah,
And then he declared himself Demon Emperor.
Yeah,
And you have to go find him. You have to go
there are
kick his ass.
there are 5 dungeons in this game, and
It always feels like more than that.
it
Feels like it's more than that because some of the dungeons have multiple parts where there's like thematic and environmental shifts where it feels like
but
it's 2 or 3 rather than
they're
1.
named after the deadly sins, right? So the first one is pride, then you go to gluttony, sloth, and then you go to envy or wrath, depending on your partner, which we'll talk about that in a bit. And then the last dungeon is greed, and then there's a final dungeon if you're going the true ending route, which is the new game plus only.
Well, so there's a final dungeon if you go with the third party member of the 3 initial choices. There's an extra dungeon with her, and then the new game plus guy that unlocks is completely separate, like challenge tower.
Yeah.
Or it's like okay motherfucker, there's like 50, 100 floors here. Start climbing.
Yeah. No, thank you.
And then you get the like true demon ending version in this game, which is just your party member becomes the new demon emperor and kicks you back to Earth. But yeah, they all basically end with you going back to Earth, and either the school comes back or not. You know, because the guy, the demon emperor, like he's hiding away past all these dungeons, but like he's just a teenager. You can just kick his ass once you get through all of his like mind powers and all that. So there isn't too much to the story.
But it was enough to
just
where
dungeon crawling
people.
adventure.
I think that it's not necessarily that people like the story. People like the setting and the vibes because they've cited that the positive reception with the world of If inspired them to explore 2 different spin-offs. One, you might have heard of this one, Persona, and then the other, Devil Summoner. Like both of those franchises came out of people saying, "This is cool. This setting's rad," even though it was mostly a rehash of their previous work.
I'll say aesthetically, man, I love the aesthetic of old SMT. It's just very good, like blocky dungeon crawl, and then you summon demons from your computer,
which is a callback to the, Megami Tensei.
Yes. But, hey, mechanically, this is definitely what I know about old SMT. This feels like it is built off of SMT2, unsurprisingly. When you have your main character, you have whoever your partner character is, and then you have demons, and your demons do not level up by themselves. They have fixed stats and fixed abilities, and the way you get better ones is by fusing or abusing, which is my way of saying giving them money until they join you. Because demon negotiation, baby, it's still here, as it has been since the beginning.
Yeah, I would say it's a bit better than what we played with Mega 10.
Oh yeah, they definitely like make it more in depth and complicated.
It's absolutely a notable step up from when we played Megami Tensei 1. I like that the game immediately gives you Jack Frost,
Hee Ho,
and Hee Ho. And I had forgotten about the old SMT mechanic of you gotta pay the demons to summon them, and as long as you have your demons out, they are constantly draining your magnetite. So,
which is a second currency you get from battles. With money.
So if you are just running around with a full party of demons, you might want to just unsummon some of them until you need them, so you aren't draining that secondary resource, which is a thing they would carry through all the way to Soul Hackers 1, if I remember correctly.
What was that in Persona?
It was. I mean, you're the one who played fucking Persona the most recently, my man. I don't think it does.
I forgot.
I don't think it does because you have human party members with equipped personas.
Yeah, because everyone are people with personas, and Devil Summoner, I think, goes easier on that.
Yeah, But Soul
Then
Hackers 1 still has this as well
okay.
with the magnetite. And then that Toho that Toho dungeon crawler that is emulating old SMT has an equivalent.
Yeah,
Man,
so
that
this is one of
Toho
the
Artificial
last.
Dream in Arcadia, man. I played like an hour of that game right after playing this game, and they know.
Yep.
They knew what they were doing. That game is shockingly excellent.
I will say this is kind of the last hurrah for like the old
Yes.
SMT style.
The crunchy SMT.
And part of that is because of who directed this game. A figure that basically defined almost the first 2/3 of Atlas's existence, and that is Koji Okada, the co-founder of Atlas as a company. Originally starting with Tecmo, like one of his earliest games was Gridiron Fight, also known as All American Football. He was a cabinet designer, not even a programmer or designer. He would just do like arcade cabinet art, and somehow got a job in Atlas by kind of working with a couple of his old friends from Tecmo. And as we've explored before with our Mega 10, their first kind of big get was being able to make a video game adaptation of Labyrinth, like the actual movie Labyrinth,
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
no, I know that
David
one.
Bowie.
use
And
orb on Bowie.
yeah, and
Bowie fondles the orb in a way that is both mystifying and also uncomfortable.
yeah,
His codpiece glistens.
he's going to be basically the creative linchpin for Atlas from its foundation in 86, 87, all the way until like 2003, 2004. He's going to put his hand in every single cookie jar, whether it be the original Megami Tensei game, to SMT, and even was the director for the first 2 Persona games. He leaves at around. Actually, no, he doesn't leave for that project, but he was also an unabashed fan of, let's say, wizardry, which is why all of those early Atlas games play the way that they do. And in fact, he's going to be the person that directed the PS2 wizardry game, Tale of the Forsaken Land. But
That explains a lot.
bit of a homer for his old classic CRPGs. Atlas definitely had the aura of being a bunch of Westaboos who just loved obtuse and labyrinthine dungeon crawls. And that was Okada's working. He leaves
How do you
around,
feel
I
about
think the
pits?
last big thing was for him at Atlas. It was Digital Devil Saga, the duology
Yeah, the PS2
on
duology.
PS2. And then he leaves to form a company called Gaia, whose biggest accomplishment for us, or at least for what we want to talk about, is Folklore on the
Yeah.
PS3.
I
Now that's off the
still have
deep
my
end.
copy of that game that I bought from Reki like 3 years ago.
And then since then, he basically retired from the industry.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But
so
yeah,
there's a
there's
lot of inspiration pulled from classic CRPGs. This game is a very clear
yes. And
representation of that.
there's definitely a shift from this game to the first Devil Summoner and Soul Hackers and Persona, which are kind of the next phase of Mega 10, I would say.
Yeah, I think Persona was a year before Devil Summoner. So this was
Okay.
94, and then Persona would have been 95 in Japan,
Yes.
96, and then Devil Summoner after that. And
And then
like
Soul
you see, like
Hackers, Devil Summoner 2, Soul
it's
Hackers.
like 99 or something.
Yeah.
So you do see them going from the like hardcore. I mean, as grognard as you can get on a Super Famicom kind of dungeon crawling to like a lot more personality based, a lot more vibe and character based stuff. They start moving in that direction in the late '90s, and I mean, there is inspiration from wizardry and all those fucked up CRPGs, but there's only so much you can do for a Super Nintendo game or a Famicom game. So this isn't like Wizardry 6 or 7 level of complexity here.
No.
This is something that like a 13-year-old in Japan can pick up, a 4-button controller and get around easily. While also still bashing your teeth in.
The UI in this game is definitely a bit clumsy, but one of the things that I will continue to emphasize, which I also talked about when we did the original Mega 10, is the fundamentals have been there from the beginning. And even though this is pre press turn system, which was Nocturne, when you know the principles of Megami Tensei, it is easy to pick up any other game in that series to its benefit and detriment. And so what you're left with is this game's specific quirks. And I think the most specific quirk of this game is its structure, right? And the routes.
Well, then also the level design is
Oh,
its
yeah.
own bottle of worms.
Yes.
To just smash and fling everywhere.
Yes. So, yeah, let's talk about the dungeons in this game. So you start out in your school, and you get a ominous demon summoning program. You get a comp, and you recruit one of 3, later 4 partners, based on who people who ask to go with you.
Yeah. So first thing when you get control, Yumi, the first potential party member, she's like a whatchamacallit?
Classmate.
A classmate, but I guess like the design is more of a what's the anime term? Gyaru almost? Yeah.
Yeah, she's like a Genki girl.
Yeah, and she's like, hey,
popular girl who's like, we should try to figure this out.
Yeah, she's like, hey, we got to get the fuck out of here and like find out what's going on. And then if you say no to her, you can run into Charlie, who famously his sprite has him grabbing his nuts. That's the kind of guy he is. He's the I guess if
delinquent, is he the delinquent type?
Yeah, he's like a delinquent. So I guess if Yumi is like the law character, then Charlie's the chaos character. He's like, hey, screw all these other kids. Let's get out of here. And you can say no. And then Reiko eventually shows up. You have to do a bit to get Reiko. But she actually knows what's going on. She knows the kid who became the Demon Emperor and has history there. She knows what's up. She's like, hey, we have to undo all the damage this dumbass did. I guess she's like more the neutral route, I suppose. And that's where you get more content.
Yeah, because there's an extra bit where you don't just not necessarily beat him, you actually go into his mind and find his motivations.
Yes.
This is actually the route that I did.
So you get some extra dungeon floors if you have Reiko. I didn't know this because I intentionally went in blind. You told me after I had already picked Yumi.
Oh, okay.
I mean, Yumi and Shinji or Charlie are good characters to do for your first playthrough. If you're just getting your feet wet. I just find the ending to both of those route to be just pretty meh. Especially considering that the earlier games literally have you fighting God. Like those two endings feel very vanilla. But when you
there's
go
no
with Reiko, at least you see some of that bizarre Atlas storytelling and mindfuckery.
Yeah, sadly, there's no YHVH fight in this game.
No Yahweh fight. The real wacky one is when you do, like Borg said, your second playthrough and you attempt to ally with Akira. That's the more
Who's like an ultra delinquent.
is an ultra delinquent. He's a problem child, and I saw it. I did not play it because I had no interest in finishing the game a second time. You go to like an extra, like you said, a challenge dungeon. Akira ends up getting killed and eventually possessed by Amon. And
Who's the god that the original kid overthrew to become the demon emperor?
and has been a recurring figure in doing
Mega
things
10.
in Atlas games. Not
Wait,
just Atlas, like Amon's in fucking Persona.
Is
on
it Amon or
multiple
Amun? Like, is that
whatever.
the god they're going for? Amun, the hidden
I'm
one
on.
from
I'm on.
Egyptian mythology.
Yeah.
But anyways, so he kills Hazama to take his place back as the Demon Emperor, and then he sends the protagonist back to the human world alone after killing Akira. So it's like nothing is solved, everything's still fucked.
Yeah, except now Akira Amun is the demon emperor. He's like, well, I'm back on my throne. Thanks. And then kicks you back to Earth.
There
Thanks,
are a couple of
kid.
things
Yeah.
mechanically that kind of annoyed me. I understand why you would do this, but like the Guardian system, like your little
That is a weird
Guardian
system.
spirit stuff,
Yeah, so
I did not like that at all. So this is
Let's
basically how the
explain
game
that.
handles. This
Yeah,
is
we
how
need
the
to
game
explain that.
handles player death. So you are granted a guardian spirit who basically revives you at the last save point, and they will teach you a new skill that then alters your stats in response to what killed you. Or RNG. This is a bit of a debate within the game, and apparently it's different between the many releases. So have with it however you want. The Guardian's specialities will affect how your stats grow. So you can have your strength be boosted and your magic stats completely halved. So that was not cool at all. You don't want to die in this game. As appealing as that sounds, there are some edge cases where you might want to do some min-maxery to fill in the gaps of whoever you paired yourself
Yeah.
up with. But you have to be careful because there's so much RNG, and you can just create a character inadvertently that
Well,
has no synergy with your partner.
I mean, you still have control over your stats with level up, and because I've played enough Shin Megami Tensei games, know that the main protagonist, you should just make them a physical hitter.
Yeah. And then your teammate has all the magic, which
Yeah,
means that
and then
your
your
teammate
teammate can
has to
cast
die at
spells.
least once in
Yeah.
order for them to get magic. Your teammate doesn't get magic until they die at least once.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's just a really weird system to deal with player death.
It's interesting because, you know, it's something that other SMT games also did, where you're on the river and Charon is there and he's like, "Hey man, you're back." But instead of taking your money, which is what Charon does in modern SMT games, you instead, you lose your whatever guardian spirit you have, and get a new one based on, I think, is it your performance in battle or is it the monster you're fighting?
I mean, it says it's a performance, but on the back end,
It
might be the monster level or
Okay.
RNG or both.
Okay, but basically, the guardian spirit you get, which gives you a stat bonus or penalty, is semi-random.
Which is an AD&D-ism, kind of, sort of. Also, another
Little bit.
weird AD&D-ism, how you determine those stats at the start of the game. This is a quiz character creation suite. I love it. I love it. There's a little guy that just like pops up and he's like a dude with a
Computer
hand.
fortune teller.
Yeah, the computer fortune teller, and how you respond to his questions determines your base stats at the start of the game. It's been a while since we had a alignment, i.e., quiz to determine your stats. But I love these. I love them so much. They're so
More video
arbitrary and
games should have
annoying, but
these,
I love them.
even though there's a 90% chance that if the video game will let me, customize my stats, I'm going to do that. But they should have these.
So it's a bunch of Westaboos making a fucking RPG dungeon crawl, and that part of this game kind of warmed my heart.
Yes. I'll say this. For as much as this game is, it is not easy.
No.
It does kick your teeth in.
It does kick your teeth in.
I feel like though that's always been a Shin Megami Tensei thing.
Yeah.
Is like those games operate on a higher plane of difficulty than most of the works of Atlas.
Is it just
that
that
drops off
I've
after
played
third.
enough of these games?
4 is definitely still a game that wants to kill you.
I mean,
it's not that hard.
4 and 5. 5
5 isn't hard. 5's easy.
You got to play it on the hard difficulty. And the limitations put in place by these older SMT games actually do kind of offer a different, like, you can't necessarily break the fucking game in the same way you can with newer Shin Megami Tensei games, where by the midpoint in SMT 4 and 5, it definitely seems like you can eventually, once you fuse the right team, once you get Alice in your party, and get the ability to use luster candy and debilitate, you can do all right for yourself. Whereas this doesn't have that.
No, like it keeps you on your toes. Like all these old SMTs.
This is the first SMT game with Megidola, so the non-typed attack, and also the first SMT game with the Dine level elemental skills. So Agidine, Bufudine, Zeodine, Zondine, etc. And so magic is more effective than, but also just make your protagonist physical. Just do it.
Just punch real hard.
Just punch him.
Like make Yumi or Reiko the mage, and then have some mage demons that you can summon for bosses.
It's good.
And it's fine.
I enjoyed playing this game. It also was one of those things where when I was playing this, I just felt like I wanted to play a different SMT game.
Yeah, there's that. So, and
let's talk about the dungeon design.
Yeah.
Because that's the other thing about this game.
Raise your hand if you like teleporters.
I mean, sometimes I like fucked up teleporter dungeons in theory.
I like them more in concept than execution oftentimes.
The teleporter dungeons made a lot of sense, let's say, during the Gary days of D&D, when the party was expected to draw their own map. And so you would have, in the literal first adventure for basic D&D, the adventure that was packaged in with the basic set before Keep on the Borderlands, it's called In Search of the Unknown. One of the few set traps in that dungeon is it's a revolving room.
Yeah.
That exists entirely to mess with the players by being like, no, you go out and it's a completely different hallway. So, teleporter mazes.
So there's two or three of the 5 or 6 dungeons here have teleports in them. There's there's like some pitfalls. The final dungeon when you go to confront the asshole demon emperor has both warps and pitfalls and everything.
Yes.
But before that, there's like the warp dungeon, the pitfall dungeon. There's the dungeon where like some kids are mining and they have to dig out the tunnels for you. You have to just walk around for a while until they do that.
Yes.
So there's a lot of fuckery going on with the dungeon design.
Say the encounter rate in this game surprisingly not overbearing.
It's decent. It's a decent encounter rate.
Credit where credit is due.
But the encounter rate does get annoying when the actual design of the dungeons themselves
when you were hiking back. But I mean, even SMT4 Apocalypse had teleporter dungeons in its back half.
Oh, but that's fine.
Yeah, it's fine because it's
SMT4 is much easier than this game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, so the first dungeon, Pride, is actually very straightforward. Like, they don't even have a save point in that dungeon, which a little bit
it's like
fucked.
5 floors. It's like
Yeah,
5
but
floors,
it's 5
first
floors.
A town. So just give the 4 or 5 in one run. Whack the boss, run back,
and then go to the Cathedral of Shadows and fuse some dang demons.
I will say this. Doing a single run, I understand that this is part of like the whole gimmick of this game. Doing a single run in If is massively, by an order of magnitude, shorter than completing any SMT game, like baseline SMT game. It really doesn't take that much to do one run. Whereas you look back at all of those pre-4 SMT games, they're like...
by pre-4, do you mean like SMT1 and SMT2? Because those are like 40-hour games, 30-hour games.
Those are 40-hour games. A single run here took about, what, like 35? I mean...
Borg, did you finish this game?
Some stuff came up in Alive. I did not reach the ending.
Me too. I'll say this. I got to the third dungeon. Which was I think
that's one with the tunnel,
Envy,
right?
or Wrath.
But yeah, it's weird to see. Do you think that they got rid of like the weird religious overtones of the previous SMT games to make it more mainstream, or do you think that they were doing so much else that they didn't?
I think they were just trying shit.
Yeah, no, because they bring back the religious under and overtones in games after this. Like in the first Devil Summoner, there's a mob that's just Jesus.
Yeah.
So no, they're just trying
there's everything
shit.
There's everything, all that stuff, like Nocturne especially. You could even say that they...
God, Nocturne's so good.
Yeah,
I mean, even SMT5, like where they're trying to be, Mr. International with the series. It starts off with Satan Shugman saying, "Hey, guess what? God's dead. I killed him. You're all free now." And then piecing out. Like that is the core of this series.
Yeah,
is like the messed up religious stuff.
And even Persona still has that in the background. Persona 4 literally ends with you killing like Izanami. Yeah. And spoilers for all of the Gen Zers who were 5 years old when Persona
4 came out.
And are looking forward to the remake. But you kill God at the end of that game.
Or Shinto God.
Yeah.
Though there are games where you killed the Hebrew God.
Yeah, you killed the Abrahamic God.
You kill Yahweh in SMT2 and 4 Apocalypse. It's cool.
It's really God.
Literally God.
And then, of course, in SMT5, God dies off screen.
Yeah,
which I think is very funny.
God went back to his home planet.
Man, yeah, like to borrow an idea that I think Borg has brought up. Atlas games used to be fucking wild. They still
They
kind of
still
are,
kind of
but
are, but now
the
Metaphor sold
mainstreamification
2 million copies.
and that game's weird. No,
Yeah,
no denying that. That game is weird.
I
It's
respect a
weird,
lot
but
about
it's
that
also
game.
J
I will
fantasy
play
as
more of
well.
it. But
So it's weird J fantasy, not weird
Yeah.
like modern day. Hey, guess what? All of the gods of the world are real, and they're here to like rip your skin off, Hellraiser style.
yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of you can see the influence of let's say 1980s sci-fi and fantasy and horror in old SMT. A
Mm.
lot of anxiety about this and also just man, killing God. Um are there any other things we want to say about this game's mechanics or like level layouts or structure? Because
Uh,
it's hub and spoke. You can always go back to the school and get free heals
from the sexy nurse,
from your nurse,
from the sexy
uh,
nurse.
sexy nurse, and uh,
I do want to, as always, shout out the demon recruiting mechanic.
Yeah.
Uh,
yeah,
it's just, I mean, my favorite thing about the whole about the whole franchise is you you need to need to recruit the demons in order to fuse them and get good party members, but they're all assholes.
they're all
And
assholes and they're all a pain in the ass to recruit.
yeah, because they're assholes. Like it makes sense in universe
Yeah,
because they're sentient beings, and they're like, oh yeah, well, how about you pay me? Ah,
give me
pay me,
some
sucker, and
maca,
then they
you
run
dumb
off.
shit.
And
And
then
then you have to,
the different types of demons have like their own personality types. Like the beast will just be all caps, shouting
yeah.
and like well intelligence, and the
Was
fair and the fairies will just kind of join you sometimes.
Yeah, that was. I think that's been a thing all the way. I remember that being the thing even back in OG Megami Tensei. Like
Yeah, it's whole franchise.
it's all the way back. They knew it. It's genuinely impressive how like they knew all the way back from the beginning what they wanted to do with the demon negotiation stuff. And even though I think it's occasionally frustrating as far as like I am just throwing money at you until you join my party or I kill you. It's it's
But it's
still
also
good, man.
but it's also like the demon will like ask you to entertain them. You can like dance or sing or tell a joke, and if they don't like your joke or your dancing, they'll get a first strike in the fight.
Yep.
It's like,
It's
you suck. Then they fight you. Like
yeah.
it,
Which
I
which
find
was the first game that introduced triple fusions?
ooh.
Was that SMT
Uh,
1?
Uh,
I don't think there are triples in. Wait, are the triples in F?
I because the fusing 3 demons together is definitely that was not in Megami Tensei 1.
No, I will see because the demon fusing was like very much like an inner world story thing in
Yes.
and like in Megami Tensei 2 and SMT 1. So SMT 2 is the earliest I think possible for the triple fusion.
Mhm.
When it stops
I
being like an inner universe thing and it's just the mechanic.
It's just you hanging out with Mido and being like, "Hey man,
oh,
It's not. It's not like Megami Tensei 2 or is it SMT 1? I forget which one, but like you just fuse your bro with Cerberus. It's like, no, bro, I got this, and he steps into the fusion
Well, you have to
device.
remember that there are a handful of special fusions that are recurring throughout every single Atlas game where the fusion formula does not follow the actual class-based like chart
yeah,
and instead it follows like mythology or the tradition of the religion that that demon is based off of. So you can fuse Shiva with or get Shiva with two Beirongs and Rangda and even all the way back to like the OG Megami Tensei 2, I think. Um like Gabriel is a triple fusion in Megami Tensei 2 is what I'm reading.
Oh, okay, so I guess that's where
okay."
the
So even
it
special
is there.
fusions were all okay.
But yeah,
this whole
it's
mechanic.
way more in depth in this game, and that mechanically is, if in a nutshell, is they're doing a lot more moving parts compared
They're
to previous games.
experimenting with a lot of things under the hood. The game itself is definitely a lot more straightforward.
Mm-hmm. Especially when it comes to narratively, I would say
Yeah.
it's there. You're really here for the environment and or the vibes. Those stick out noticeably more and better than, say, the actual like character interactions therein
Yeah.
with the adventure.
And I have not played very much SMT 1 and 2, so I can't speak to this, but Borgmaster, you have.
Yeah,
And,
I have learned and forgotten a lot about SMT
yeah,
1 and 2 and Mega 10 too. And I'm in that and I'm in the forgetting part of that
okay.
cycle of knowing and forgetting.
But in terms of like, if someone, because this is a question so I can answer if someone's like, what is an old Japan only Fire Emblem game that I should try out? When people ask what is the pre Nocturne SMT game that I should try out?
SMT 1.
It's yeah, you would say it's still SMT 1.
Yeah, and then or SMT 2 because that's like its own weird thing.
Yeah,
It's more of like like a fantasy cyberpunk like
that's right.
post-apocalyptic future thing in SMT 2. Whereas SMT 1, you start off as a teenager in Japan and things go off the rails from there.
Yeah, as it does. So I enjoyed this game. It but it also just made me want to play a different Shin Megami Tensei game or that Toho game.
Or that. And yeah, I mean that is the takeaway here. Is it's interesting. It's weird. It's got the vibe down. It knows how to spank you the right way.
Yeah.
But it's not the high point of the series, which is why
No.
it's an obscure thing that you have to get, a translation hack to play.
I think it's also telling that the fan translation didn't happen until 2018.
Well, okay, that's gonna be my next point. Is what sort of sickos would benefit from going back, patching in the fan translation, and checking this out to see the point of origin of a bunch of stuff? Like,
I mean, it's SMT sickos. Like if you like if in the post Nocturne world, like you've gone back and played all those personas and SMTs, and you're like, wow, SMT4 is so cool. Wow, SMT3 is so cool because you played Persona 5 because you're a Zoomer and you played
Yeah.
Persona 5 when you were 15, and now you're like 25, and you want to go back and see that stuff. If you want to take the next step, next leap, and go like past Nocturne, those old Persona games are kind of weird and clunky in a way that I don't wholeheartedly
Innocent
recommend.
Sin and Eternal Punishment are
The ways to play those,
interesting.
they're interesting, but the way to play those is one of them is the PS1 version, and the other one is the PSP version,
Well, it's fine.
and
The Eternal
it's
Punishment fan translation's done.
that's done. I
Yeah.
mean, like I would say Demon Summoner, but that's not translated, or Devil Summoner, but that's not translated. So yeah, SMTF,
Play
SMT one
Soul
and two.
Hackers 2, you fucks.
It's on 3DS. Just play it.
Soul Hackers 2 has a sassy robot lady who's the personification of the collective internet. And none of you played it.
So that's the
Well,
Grok AI girlfriend that you can knock up. Then
yeah. Yeah, it's
well,
God, you
Borg,
fucking ruined it, you
also
piece of shit.
Last Bible has a fan translation. You can play that
oh
weird
yeah,
fucking thing.
oh yeah.
You can play Jack Bros for the Virtual Boy, which was officially released here.
It was. It was actually the first SMT game in the States. You can play. So the last Bible games on the Game Boy are pretty basic. Like think
It's
of like the Final Fantasy games on the Game Boy.
it's
Now
more
Last Bible
the
3 is a game.
yes.
And
Those
I
are
might
video
inflict that on you
games.
boys.
Those are video games where you just fight God and
Yeah.
Jesus.
But they're also
It's
like,
good.
but they're also J fantasy, like metaphor.
Yeah.
So it's taking all these concepts and putting in not in the modernist
Not in Tokyo.
setting. Not in Tokyo. You're in a fantasy world. But yes, I might inflict Last Bible 3 on you at some point.
Okay. But yeah, I feel like we've kind of covered everything. It's a Shin Megami Tensei game. We have picked the median Shin Megami Tensei game, I feel like.
The median. I mean, what's like the low end? S&T.
Frickin' Majin Tensei.
Yeah. Yeah, I suppose.
That
Grande.
strategy RPG that was on the Saturn that is bad.
Those games have
Demi
good
Kids.
Mach and
band
X.
Demi
soundtracks,
Kids.
though.
Hey, come on now. Mach and X is cool.
I mean, Mach and X is cool because it has I think it's one of the first ones with what's his name's art style.
Mm-hmm. The demon person.
I should make y'all play Demi Kids. Demi Kids is the
You've literally now
S&T.
named 3
14.
goddamn games that you're going to supposedly subject
They're all
us from
14
Atlas.
different games where you cast Bufu on fire enemies.
Uh-huh. Yeah, good games.
I see how
All
it
right,
is.
so are we ranking this thing?
Let's
It
rank
seems like
this.
we're ranking this thing.
All right, so let's I'm going to start it. So you can find the list at bit.ly/OTDE rank. The link again is bit.ly/OTDE rank to see our list of role-playing video games that we have very seriously ranked in a very serious list. I'm going to start at number 30 because number 30 is Digital Devil Monogatari Megami Tensei.
This goes above that.
Yes, it's better.
Oh,
It's
by
a
the way, our
better
top
game.
3, Might and Magic 6, Suikoden, and Xenosaga are bottom 3. Unlimited Saga, Hoshiwo, Mirohito, Descent Under Mountain. Yeah, it goes above that. All right.
How does this compare to Chrono Cross?
Oh, we're gonna jump all the way up there.
We're going to jump all the way up to Chrono.
It's not as good as Chrono Cross.
It's not as good as Chrono Cross.
Ah, shit. Okay, well then it's not as good as Mass Effect.
It's not as good as Wizards and Warriors.
Is this better than Fallout 3? I would say yes.
Ah.
I had a lot of fondness for Fallout 3 at the time.
Why? Oh, you were a teenager.
Yeah, so were you, dipshit.
Yeah,
We're
and
the
I
same
didn't.
age.
Because I knew better.
I mean, if we're talking today in current year, I would rather play this than Fallout 3. I would rather play Dragon Age 2 than this.
So this is our new number 27?
Do you have any objections to that?
No.
All right. Our new number 27, Shin Megami Tensei If. Congratulations. You're a Shin Megami Tensei game that laid the groundwork for other better Shin Megami Tensei games.
Hooray.
But, gentlemen, what's next? It's a fan pick. That's what's next.
Oh no.
That's right. I'm trying to remember what we decided on. I'm going to look at our list.
I put up here.
Oh, right. Oh,
Yeah.
fuck you. That's right.
Yeah.
Because for the fan picks, since I'm in charge and Jeff is not, we are just gonna go. We don't have to do this one, Chris.
No, you have to.
But also, we got to do it at some point.
Yeah,
for the
just do it.
fans, and we're trying to get through the ones that we got. So our next game is going to be Star Ocean 3 Till the End of Time, courtesy of Mika Chops. So you can look forward to our friend Fate Lion God. You can look forward to discussions.
How far did you get into that game on the Wheel of Dubious RPGs?
I played that game for about 5 hours. I played a decent chunk of that game. Yeah, how about 30 more? Maybe not. I played Star Ocean 2 this year. That game's
I've already
great.
been on record. There is a written essay on Giant Bomb in which I talk about why That's the beginning of the end for Star Ocean.
Well, then it will be an easy podcast.
Well, this will be fun. I'm looking forward to it.
I'm looking forward to it. We gotta get through these fan picks. And we're going to get through these fan picks one way or another with Star Ocean 3 till the end of time. A video game that dares to say, we have Tales of Symphonia at home. In space.
That's the important part.
That's the important part. His name is Fate Line God.
Yeah, why wouldn't it be?
Yeah.
I mean, in the grand scheme of that franchise and the way that they have been naming protagonists or protagcoons, not out of the ordinary.
No. So, yeah, that'll be it for us. You can find me and ZP on Twitch under our names. You can find Borgmaster on Twitch under 5th Generation Gaming.
Also, my blog at 5th Generation, 5thGenGaming.blog, and Blue Sky at 5th Generation Gaming. 5th Generation Gaming.
Generation Gaming. That has been it for episode 63 of Off the Deep End. Remember that there's no such thing as cheating in a single-player game. And if you need to look at a map to get through that teleport maze, I'm not going to stop you.
I don't blame you also.
I'm not your dad. Goodbye.